type of skill set.
So that's all we have to do is go to ea.com/careers?
ea.com/careers. Check out our world, check out our
Hello,
locations
everyone.
across the globe.
Shannon,
Welcome
thank you so much.
to
I appreciate it.
Have a great time.
I'm going to have
EA
an
E3
awesome time, and that's just one
press
job that you
conference
can get in the games industry, but
live
perhaps
stream.
playing video games
I hope
is the job you
everyone
want.
can hear me.
That's right, playing the games. How about playing the games way before they even come out? EA has play testing
gonna say hi
available
again in
for you.
case,
That's right, you can be
I've
a
gone
gameplay
live a
tester. That
little
means playing games months,
later than I
sometimes
thought we did,
years
but
before
hello,
they
everyone.
come out, and having the
Welcome.
opportunity to help develop that
I'm already
game
seeing a few
and
people
make
in the
sure
chat,
that it's the
so
perfect game and the game you want it
EA's
to
E3
be.
2018 press
Maybe you live in
conference
the United
is
States, Canada, Sweden,
happening soon,
Australia,
in 3
London.
minutes, in fact,
EA
according
has
to the
studios in
timer.
all those locations that
And I
make
figured
super
it
easy
is
for you
that
to
time
go
of the
to.
year,
So
so
if you
let's
just go to
just- let's talk while
ea.com/playtesting,
this-
you can find the perfect career path for you in
this
testing
thing happens.
video games.
Should be interesting.
It sounds so amazing. You don't live in those areas?
Oh man,
There's
everyone's
something
saying
in there for
hi.
you, too.
Thank you so much
Why? Because
for
you can
the
possibly
love.
test games from the comfort of
Sorry
your
if I cannot
own
say
home.
hi
You
to
don't
everyone.
even need to leave the bed.
But,
you can just be hanging out in your jam
it's just scrolling. It's
testing
crazy.
video games, giving
A lot of
your
people watching.
feedback,
That's awesome.
and helping how
Welcome.
these video games are made.
Just,
so
you know,
once
talk
again,
about what you think
EA.com/playtesting.
you can expect at
Go
this
there,
conference,
find out
so
all
what
the
you're looking
information. You'll
forward
make a
to
couple
most,
clicks
what
here
you're
and there,
least looking
and
forward
you
to.
too can be playtesting video games.
I,
way
for
before they
one,
come out.
really want
You're
to
telling
see
me
what
what's coming out,
Anthem
so I
looks
know all
like.
the secrets. Because who doesn't want
Battlefield
who doesn't
5
wanna
looks
do that? I wanna do
interesting,
that.
but Anthem for me mainly, I really want
So
that
that's,
game to
again,
be good.
Playtesting. Go check it out.
And,
now we're gonna go ahead
you know, it's been a
inside
year
and see
since we last
what
saw
Andrea's
it.
doing.
I'm sure a
I think
lot of
she's-
progress
I think
has
she's
been
busy.
made since.
So she looks a little too busy for
And,
me. But look at all those people. Those people in
it
there
should be
sitting
interesting
down,
to see
hanging out,
how
getting ready
all that
for the
work has
show.
culminated
EA Play is
into today's very
only a
pivotal
few
event
minutes
for
away.
EA. Obviously,
And that is
it's
what's
no
happening
secret that
inside
there've
the
been
Palladium. But I want to
part
learn a
of
little bit more about the Palladium
controversies
itself. And
after
that's why I found
controversies, and
my man Dylan right here. Dylan,
How you doing?
how you doing, brother?
yeah.
Tell me about the Palladium. What is it about this venue that makes it so special and keeps EA coming back for each EA Play?
Okay, so a lot of people are
So
saying
the
that I
Palladium
should
opened in
crank up the voice,
1940.
and
The
I'm gonna
opening night,
reduce
Frank Sinatra
the
was an opener on the bill, and since
Not
then,
even the closer?
reduce
Oh, Blue
the
Eyes was the opener?
audio
opening.
level on the
So since then,
conference
about everyone's played here.
side of
Rolling
things.
Stones, Nirvana, Prince,
I hope you guys
Elton
can hear me
John,
better.
Lately, Jay-Z, Justin Timberlake, Dave Chappelle filmed a special here. So
But yeah.
about everything in between.
Maybe they'll
and then
give
last
us one or
year,
two
EA came in for the
surprises.
first
Maybe
time,
there might be something
transformed the
Star
parking
Wars
lot, the
related
venue,
here. I know
blew it up
that
even more this year.
there are a couple
and
other
so now we have the
studios
festival
working
here
on
with
Star
gaming,
Wars
music,
games
it's a great
beyond
time.
the Battlefront stuff.
And so,
So it
what
should
is
be
it about
interesting
EA Play
to see if they
that
reveal
excites you
that
the most?
and
I
how
just like the
people
transformation
react to
of
that.
the venue. We take over the whole block,
Especially
close down
with,
streets. There's
you know, the
thousands
visceral
of people that
shutdown
come
and all
through,
that. That's
have a good
caused a
time.
bit of a
They
rift.
have A-list talent that come and play concerts at night. It's a really good
And
time.
Well,
I
thank
don't
you
know.
so much, Dylan.
I don't know. I
appreciate
don't know
it.
how to feel about this
That's
one.
a little bit about
But
the
we'll find out
Palladium.
soon
And now,
in like
let's
less
head
than a minute.
inside and check out the show. Fun zone. She told me to rap. I was rapping. We're still going. Or not rapping. We're
Oh my
still.
God, I'm trying to answer
I
some
was lied
questions,
to.
but there's just so
Welcome
many
to the Family
comments
Fun Zone, my
coming
friends.
in.
This is where you can get all your real racing action on. It may be a mobile game, but say perhaps you'd like to play a game in a race chair with a steering wheel. There are 4 stations. Look at this guy's jumping the stage. He's like, I'm ready. I'm jumping in live. No pressure, but the camera's on.
Jason X17112 says, "You're my
There's
favorite
a ball pit over here.
gaming channel."
There's food
Thank
over
you so
here.
much. That
We're going inside.
means a lot.
Let's head inside
I'm glad
and check
to
out the show.
be of service to you guys. And oh, here we go. Oh boy. Better not kick off with EA Sports crap. Of course it does. Oh wait, no, it's a montage. Okay, good. But there's EA Sports stuff in there. So this is all stuff we have seen before. So nothing new, nothing new. But yeah, EA Sports is going to be a pretty big highlight. It is their big moneymaker after all. It is literally their flagship product. Oh, shit. All right. What is the live audience
scene?
scene?
Oh my gosh, how cool is that? So that was Anthem. We're going to talk about that a little bit later in the show. But welcome everybody to EA Play. I'm Andrea Renee, and while you might recognize me from the gaming community, I'm kind of a new face around here. So this year, EA wanted to change things up because they know that I'm both a gamer and a fan. So they invited me to come and host the show. And I think this year is going to be a lot of fun, you guys. I hope you're ready because we're about to kick the press conference off. But before we do that, EA Play is more than just the show you're about to watch. Right behind these doors, there is a fan fest outside, and it is huge this year. It's a full 3-day gaming festival where thousands of gamers can come and play games for free. Now, inside the theater here, there are hundreds of community members from all over the world who are going to be capturing, streaming, and getting their first impressions of the games that we're going to be showing off here today. But before we can get to that, we've got some reveals, of course. We're going to kick things off with a look at Battlefield 5 multiplayer. Now, I know Trevor Noah gave you the first look. Yeah, we can clap it up. Last month, but we've got some new stuff to show you today. Then we're going to move on to FIFA 19, and boy, do they have some big news, you guys. Any World Cup fans? You guys
the
excited?
half-ass clap.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Then we've got 2 new indie games to share, and then I'm going to come back towards the end of the show with some of my favorite developers to give you guys a nice, meaty look at Anthem.
All right.
And of course, yeah, we got the woos for Anthem. I'm into it. You want to do this with me?
Wow,
well, wouldn't it be fun, you guys, if I told you all the secrets at once, right? Well, give him a break. He needs to just enjoy the show. So without further ado, let's get things started.
Should not be ad-libbing. Anyway, let's see how this looks. I know Battlefield 5 has been a bit controversial of late because of just, you know, people with prosthetics in the battlefield with katanas and stuff like that. It's just weird. But multiplayer has always been crazy. They can keep it grounded in the single player, I think. You know, keep that a little more realistic, no katanas and shit like that. I think people might be more receptive.
Right, it's time to kick this thing off. It's been 2 weeks since the reveal of Battlefield 5. And you know what? It's been exciting, there's been a lot of speculation, and so many brilliant remixes of a reveal trailer. But there's also been lots and lots of questions from the community. And we've heard you want to see more gameplay innovations. You want to know how customization actually works. We want to know more about our take on the Second World War. So today, we'll show you more gameplay and why this is the deepest and most immersive battlefield yet.
It certainly is. You will be able to dive and smash through windows to surprise your enemies. Where previously defenses were stationary, you will now be able to move these weapons around on the battlefield and gain advantages. And our renowned destruction system is back and more impactful than ever. So, well, you can't really hide from those pesky tanks anymore as they come chasing it for you, as they rip through those buildings. And you will now be able to customize your soldiers, your vehicles, and your weapons, not only for the gameplay, but for the looks, as part of our portrayal of the Second World War.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg in Battlefield 5. You're going to see a lot more of our new gameplay systems here at EA Play from our community. So let's talk about our single player in War Stories.
Yes, let's do that. So we want to tell you about those untold stories that got us excited to start with on this
Their
game.
portrayal, huh?
It's about, what you will see is really those moments of human heroism.
Interesting choice
It
of words.
is about witnessing the war through the eyes of the men and the women who shaped the world forever. Real and relatable people facing the brutality of war. We started off by an exclusive look at the Nordlys war story over at the Xbox briefing tomorrow.
Thanks, Lasse. Something not to miss tomorrow. So, our launch in October is just the beginning. You will all go on an expanding journey through the Second World War. No loot boxes, no premium pass.
All right. That's a plus. That's a plus. I'll give him that. No loot
Every
boxes.
day will bring something new. And as part of that journey, after launch, you'll get something I know a lot of you have been asking for.
It's Royale.
Of
It's-
course.
It's Royale reimagined for Battlefield. So we bring those pillars of Battlefield with destruction, team play, vehicles into this new experience. So we will bring you experience that you haven't played before in Battlefield or anywhere else. But
Well-
more about that later this year.
At least they're not removing
So with that,
features
it's
for
time
Battle
to
Royale.
show
They're
you
not like
what
getting
makes
rid of single
Battlefield
player
so
for Battle
special.
Royale.
It's
So
the unmatched intensity of our multiplayer sandbox, and this time
I'll
it's
give them
even
that.
more epic, fighting across multiple maps and modes. Welcome to your next Battlefield experience, and this is your first look at ground operations. And this time, even featuring music.
that looks pretty cool. In theory, we'll see what the execution is like when the game launches. That sucks. For the guy. Trailer, I don't know. It's very cinematic looking, but
Ikke en dråpe. Jeg elsker deg.
Zeus! I want to see gameplay, so I can't say whether I like what I'm seeing or not. I never trust cinematic looking trailers. Oh God, FIFA.
Quando eu era criança, sempre sonhei em
Was that all they gave us
tornar-me
of Battlefield 5?
campeão. É preciso determinação e vontade de vencer.
I thought they were gonna do like a whole
Até mesmo nos momentos mais
presentation, a showcase of gameplay, not just the, you know, Battle Royale announcement and then a few cinematic cutscenes. I mean, visually, obviously, the game looks awesome. I mean, Frostbite engine has always been a looker. But there was very little there in terms of how the game's gonna play. Some vague promises here and there, some talk about destructible environments and all that, but I thought we were gonna see like a chunky demo. That's bizarre. Maybe they'll come back to it later? Seems a bit weird to just leave it at that. Then again, they did say we'll see more during the Xbox press conference. But you know, this is EA's stage right here. They can control the flow and the message, so it's strange to me that they're not showing more of Battlefield 5. This is why I...
That's the UEFA Champions League, the pinnacle of club football, where the world's best clubs compete and icons of the game like Gerrard and Cruyff cemented their legacies. The world's biggest league joins the world's game. And a special thanks to the legendary Hans Zimmer and LA's own Vince Staples for collaborating with us on the trailer. And I really love the trailer because it captures our epic vision for how the Champions League comes to life in FIFA 19. And Lena's going to tell you a little bit more about that.
As Aaron said,
You can
the
already
UEFA
tell
Champions League
this is their
an
flagship
amazing
title. I mean, they
addition for the
pulled
game. It's where
all
football's
stops. They
biggest
brought in the
heroes
trophy,
like Ronaldo
the
and Neymar
presentation's all
clash
flashy.
every year. And it's the place where champions rise.
This is
And
their
you've been
cash
asking
cow,
for
their
this
golden
for
goose.
a long time, and we are thrilled that it's here.
So, yeah.
And that's why we're bringing the Champions League
As
across the
expected,
game.
this
It'll
FIFA
be
game is
an
going to get a
authentic
whole
Champions
segment
League
to itself.
tournament mode. Your club will chase
And,
this trophy in career mode.
We're going to have to sit through it.
Alex Hunter.
You know, I have nothing
will
against
pursue
people who like
Champions League
FIFA.
glory in your story mode, the journey.
But it's just, I
and
myself
in
have
FIFA
personally
Ultimate Team, there'll
gotten
be live
pretty
and
sick and
authentic
tired of
Champions League content.
the series.
And we'll share more details on that along
It's
with
just
all our other Ultimate Team features later
a very
this summer.
similar game year after year.
And all of that's just the beginning. As
And obviously
you know,
the
heart
Ultimate
and soul
Team
of
is-
FIFA is gameplay. And this year, we're giving you the tools to control
It's where
the
it's
pitch
at
in
for
every
EA.
moment. From your tactical approach to the match to each technical
That's what
touch.
they want people to engage with.
And we know
because
how passionate you are about
it is,
gameplay. So
infinitely
we've worked hard
monetizable.
to shape and refine our vision for FIFA 19 with input from our community. From hands-on tests with beginners to detailed feedback sessions with FIFA pros. And we're going to be sharing a lot more about gameplay throughout the summer, but what I can tell you right now is that the quality bar in gameplay was raised yet again this year. So we look forward to everybody experiencing the game on the hands-on sessions this week. And also, of course, we're extremely excited for everybody to play it when we launch on September 28th. And that's our FIFA 19 news, headlined by the UEFA Champions League. But I just wanted to take a minute to pause and reflect. Standing next to this trophy is a little bit surreal. You know, growing up, there's two iconic trophies that every young player dreams of winning. And for your club, it's this one, the pursuit of Champions League glory. But for your country, it's this trophy.
Hey, the World Cup is this year.
Cup.
I totally forgot. It's what, Russia
And with
2018?
the tournament starting in just 5 days, we're excited for the world to compete for it in FIFA 18.
As you can imagine, all of us on the FIFA team can't wait for the start of the World Cup. And we want to celebrate with FIFA 18 players, which is why
Oh god, the
we've just
World Cup
updated
is
the
definitely
game with a free World
it's
Cup
definitely going to give
experience
this game a
on
boost in
PlayStation 4,
sales and all that.
Xbox One, PS, PC, and Nintendo Switch. But you can take Ronaldo and Portugal to their first World Cup victory. Or you can write your own story with some great nations who didn't qualify this year. Or you can make a crazy dream a reality for your home country, like mine, Iceland. Who would have thought that a nation of only 350,000 people would ever qualify? And you can feel their excitement.
Oh yeah, I can feel it. Feel the excitement all the way from here. All this excitement is.
Apologies to any England fans in the room, that might still sting. And Lena isn't the only one who's excited. FIFA 18 players are loving the World Cup experience so far. But we don't want to stop there.
Look how
We
much
want to invite
time they're spending
everyone
on this
to come
game.
and join the celebration.
Compared to Battlefield
So I'm pleased
5.
to announce that for a limited time,
They kind of
FIFA 18
brushed
complete
through Battlefield
with the
5
entire
just so they
World
could
Cup
get to
experience is
this.
available for a free trial on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and on PC through Origin Access. Yeah, you can download and play the entire game right now for free. Yeah. So to kick off the trial, we've got some of the world's biggest creators who are going to be playing live at the end of the show, representing their nations in a little mini World Cup tournament.
And this summer will bring so much more for FIFA fans. Plenty of FIFA 18 content centered around the World Cup, and we'll bring you all the details on FIFA 19.
Joe Miller
But in the meantime,
in the chat
let's all
says,
enjoy the
FIFA
World
Battle
Cup.
Royale.
Thank you, and
I don't know how that would work, but I would pay for that. Maybe you gotta like kick the ball into people's faces, tag them out like that in a field with 100 players. That could be, I don't know, hilarious. All right, well, I think that's that for FIFA.
Good morning. EA Sports, FIFA 19. You know, the FIFA community never rests. 20 million people from 60 countries playing in competitive leagues this year. Well, the FIFA team never rests
All right.
either, bringing the Champions League and the World Cup and so much other greatness to FIFA this year. We can't wait for you to experience it all. We've got so much to do here today, but I want to welcome you to EA Play. It's our third EA Play and our second one in Hollywood, and we couldn't be more excited to have you with us to share
Just
all
such
the
a
games
masterful
that we have to show you.
bullshitter, this man.
We've got lots to do, but before we move on, I'd like to share just a couple of things. The greatest disruption to the consumption of entertainment media in the last 5 years is the combination of streaming plus subscription. As consumers, watching movies, watching TV, listening to music, reading books has never been easier. And we believe that disruption is going to have a profound impact on our industry in the next few years. And so over the last couple of weeks, you will have seen that we announced a new team from Israel has joined Electronic Arts to help our investment to extend our thinking and extend our pioneering into this cloud gaming world. For many people, that's going to mean extending the experiences they already play on our partner platforms. For others, it's going to mean new games and new modalities of play across a whole variety of platforms. But for everyone, it's going to mean playing games anywhere, anytime. So this week, we've got a tech demo running. All of our games streaming in HD from the cloud to multiple devices that you'll be able to try out for yourselves. Now, it's not quite ready for full market prime time yet, but it is a promise of what we hope to bring you in the future.
Okay, so
the second part of that, of course, is subscription. And we started
PlayStation
subscription
Now,
a number
basically?
of years ago, and many
EA
millions
Now?
of you have signed up and experienced the joy of being able to have full access to a great catalog of games. Today, we're announcing Origin Access Premiere. So 3 things you need to know about it. Origin Access Premiere will bring you all of our new PC games, starting with Madden NFL, back on the PC for the first time in over a decade. Then FIFA 19,
3 people in the corner clap for
Battlefield
that.
5, and of course Anthem. And there'll be many more titles in the years to come. Second, you get access to the Vault, our library of over 100 games from EA and other publishers. And third, it will launch later this summer. So that's a little later in the year, but if you want to get
Renee
started
Galley
right now and
says, "Love your
experience
channel,
the
Yong. Hate
benefits
this
and
guy,
joys
though."
of subscription, come in and play a free trial of
Yeah.
Origin Access, our base subscription, this
He's
weekend.
just
Thank you and have a great show.
said a lot of things that don't sit well with me over the past year. If you've been following my channel, then I'm sure you're familiar with some of the crap he spouted. Him and also Blake Jorgensen, the guy who declared that single-player games are dying, that we don't enjoy them as we used to 5 or 10 years ago. Wilson is the guy that insists loot boxes are nothing like gambling. And all that crap. I just want to see Anthem. I guess that's sort of going to be their big finish, maybe?
Hey, everybody. What's up? So I'm here, sitting inside the crowd at EA Play, and I just happened to find Mr. Vince Zampella here in the audience from Respawn. What's going on, Vince? How you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. I love this stuff. I love seeing new games.
I mean, someone's super excited about that man on PC, right? Yeah. So, you guys may have seen that Vince was tweeting yesterday, and there has been a bunch of speculation. So, you want to just get right to it?
Sure. I mean, we're not ready to show all of our stuff yet. We're working on a bunch of stuff. It's amazing. The teams are kicking ass. But we wanted to bring a little tidbit. So we've been working with Lucas on getting the name and kind of the setting for what our Star Wars game is going to be. And we're going to talk about it right now.
Oh, you guys got any guesses? I bet you the internet is going wild right now.
I hope so. So the Star Wars name is Jedi Fallen Order.
Woo! So Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, so it kind of gives you some idea that you'll be playing a Jedi.
So does that mean I get to like hold a lightsaber?
Yes.
Was that a question?
So Vince, you got anything else?
Well, it takes place during the dark times. Trying to be a little vague here, but when the Jedis are being hunted, so it's going to be spectacular.
So for all the
Between
the
3 and 4.
hardcore nerds out there who want to know like where in the timeline, like between which episodes is it?
Between 3 and 4.
Okay.
Duh.
All right, between 3 and 4. That sounds like a nice time. You got any other tidbits?
It's not a nice time.
It's not a nice.
It's a dark time.
It's a dark time.
Yeah, it is.
Bad time. Does that mean it's going to just be all dark and serious?
It's amazing.
God, this is so awkward.
All right, so I think people are now anxiously want to know, like, when can we play the game?
It will be holiday of next year, 2019, not this year.
Sorry to dash any hopes.
Yeah.
But now that we know, we can set expectations. We're all going to be amped up, and hopefully we'll hear more from you maybe next year.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Vince, it was great to see you. Thanks for stopping by the show today. We do have a little bit more news on Star Wars, so I'm going to toss it over to Dennis.
I hope this game's single player. I hope it's not some live service thing. Then I might be able to get... Oh, God, no. Oh, Jesus, why?
Hello there.
Battlefront,
My
really?
name is Dennis.
Okay.
I work at
What do you got?
DICE in Stockholm on Star Wars Battlefront 2. I'm really happy and excited to be here today, so thank you so much for hanging out with me for a little bit. So we launched
they got
our game
balls
in November of last year, and clearly
Show
we
this.
didn't get it quite right. So instead of coming out of the
No, you
gate
did not.
sprinting like we really wanted to, we had to take a step back and make sure that we were delivering the game that our players really wanted. So we decided to completely overhaul our progression system and add a bunch of new character cosmetics for players to collect instead. So from there, we added a new hunt mode inspired by the original Battlefront games that I loved personally, starting with the Ewoks on Endor. And thank you. It turned out to be by far the most popular update of the game, and the team loved building Ewok Hunt. So as you might know, we're currently in our Han Solo season with content from the movie coming next week. It's headlined by the new planet Kessel, a really dangerous place, and it features the return of one of our favorite modes, Extraction. So looking forward a little bit, this summer we will be introducing a new squad system to the game, which will allow you to team up much easier and play with your friends. We're also adding a new starfighter mode focused around dogfighting with your hero ships. And looking ahead a little bit more, we will also be delivering a new large-scale multiplayer sandbox experience focused around capturing command posts and attacking and taking out capital ships. But that's not all. We know that you have been asking for new heroes, villains, and planets from a certain era that features a very iconic Star Wars conflict. So I'm excited to confirm that Battlefront 2 this year will be going deep into the Clone Wars. It's only fitting that we begin on the planet Geonosis, featuring multiple levels, including the largest level we have ever built for Battlefront.
Yep, the leaks were real.
So let's talk about the heroes and villains. First, let me introduce the
All the
most
leaks.
powerful droid.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Powerful droid army in the galaxy, General
I made a video
Grievous.
about it. The
And
leaks
yes,
were all
he will be going up against my own personal favorite, Jedi Master Obi-Wan
completely real.
Kenobi. Finally making his debut in Battlefront after all these years. But we're not done. That's not it. They will not come alone. Joining them is the Dark Lord and leader of the Separatist Alliance, Count Dooku, as well as someone to bring balance to the Force, Obi-Wan's unruly Padawan, Anakin Skywalker.
Okay. Well,
the team at home is extremely excited to be building all of these cool things. EA and DICE are committed to Battlefront. We had a rough start, but I really think that this game has a bright future. Thank you very much for playing the game, providing us with your feedback, talking to us. Together, We will make this the greatest game that we can possibly build. There would be no Battlefront without you. So thank you, may the Force be with you, and enjoy the rest of E3. Thanks.
Okay, well, for those who still play Battlefront, you know, that's good news. General Grievous is cool, Obi-Wan's cool, Anakin's cool. There's certainly not enough there to bring most people back, but better than nothing? I don't know. What is this?
Hi, it's really good to see you.
Interesting.
In Unravel, we used yarn to symbolize love and the bonds between people. In our new game, we tear that bond up right at the start. You lose everything, including your spark. But when things are at their darkest, you find hope. And you form a new bond. And your spark is rekindled. And it leads you off on an adventure. So welcome to Unravel 2.
All right. Is this like the second game in the series, or I'm not familiar with
It's
this?
a game about fresh starts and second chances. These two little souls who refuse to give up and who build something new and beautiful together. And the whole game is inspired by that spirit of optimism and togetherness. You see, it's all made to be played with two characters. You can play it alone, or you can play it in co-op with a friend, but there's always two characters there, sharing one yarn and working together to get through this adventure. This game, it's quite different from the first. It's both friendlier and more challenging, but above all, it's a lot more playful. And we think it's a worthy successor. And I want to show it to you now, so I brought some help. So please welcome Michael to the stage. So a producer at Coldwood.
This might be part of the EA Originals program, which is one of the good things that EA does, one of the few good things.
About how you can play the game in co-op with yourself, essentially.
It's how A Way Out got made, and that game's pretty cool. The pricing model's great, and it's just the game. No live service,
So
nothing.
This wasn't prepared.
Nothing weird, nothing shady.
There we are. So when you're playing it by yourself, you can essentially pick up the other character and carry them along through the more fast-paced segments of the game. And we actually tried to include a bit more of those because we figured that since it's a co-op game, we wanted to have more like thrill and danger and kind of wow moments, places that were like fun and exciting. And then when you get to the more puzzly areas like this, when you're problem solving, you can split apart into two and switch back and forth between the two characters, because that's how we've essentially designed all the problems and puzzles of the game, that you're always working together and helping each other out and utilizing this bond between you to overcome any obstacle that you come across.
It's an interesting concept.
So I guess I'll jump in at this point.
Yeah, come join me. So I'm gonna be the red one.
Okay.
You'll be the blue one.
I'll be blue. A little celebratory flip there. And the bird is back. Oops. Okay, playing it safely now.
Oops.
I'll swing.
All right.
Nice. And I'll catch you.
There you go.
Abdullah Khalid asks, Yong, are you going to E3 2018?
Okay,
Yes.
you go ahead.
In 2 days, I'll be on a plane to LA. And,
Okay, this is the scary part.
yeah.
Let's see if we can...
Doing some hands-on, going to some behind-the-scenes presentations, and letting you guys know all about it. So look forward to that.
Faster.
A lot of cool games and surprises
Well
will be
done.
at the event, and yeah, I'll be there to cover as much of it as I
I'll go up and
can.
distract the grass. You can...
I'll sneak up here.
Adapta
Okay, your
Gaming,
turn.
Yong, are you
Yeah.
excited for Death Stranding? Absolutely.
Keep him up to the left.
It's, I mean, I'd say my second most anticipated title of the event, just a little below Cyberpunk 2077. It's just I've been waiting for Cyberpunk for much longer, and it's just about damn time I see that game in action, so. And plus, Cyberpunk, CD Projekt Red, RPG.
Now we can breathe
I think
again.
that's that could be a killer combo right there.
So that's a quick little look at Unravel 2, yeah, I really hope you like it. And before I go, I just want to send some love to the team back home, because working on this game has been a completely amazing team effort in so many levels, and everybody has worked so hard. So there's a bunch of us from Coldwood here, and thank you to those, and thank you to everybody back home, and thank you. Love you.
Yeah, you know, this is kind of interesting. I'm a proponent for seeing games that try something new and interesting. I'd rather see this than, you know, FIFA or whatever. Seems kind of interesting. It's a bit like A Way Out in the sense that it's very co-op heavy and you have to solve puzzles together. And yeah, but this looks really cool. The presentation was a bit awkward, but I like what they're going with here. I like what they're trying to do. Yeah, this could be really fun. Unravel 2.
Thank you, Martin, and the brilliant team at Coldwood. The game is really strong. These guys have done an amazing job, and it's clear that they have a lot of passion, and I can't personally wait to play Unravel 2 with my kids. But what's even more amazing is that we will make Unravel 2 available to everyone today. Yep, you heard that right.
Oh, wow.
You'll be able to take these two Yarnies on their next big adventure starting today. The game is finished, it's out.
Wow. All right. How much is it?
So thank you, Martin, and thank you to the team at Coldwood. Back in 2015, we started on this journey with the original Unravel to seek out the most creative, independent developers and bring them into our EA Originals program. It's been our way of helping these creators bring their unique games to the world and to tell their stories. And last year, if you remember, Joseph Fares was up here on stage representing his team at Hazelight and A Way Out.
That crazy guy.
And I think we all kind of remember that. And you might even remember him from the Game Awards as well. I think I did.
A little bit,
Anyhow,
yeah.
in March, that game caught fire. It's innovative, it's fun, and it's something fresh and new. And
I'll
you
give
all
them that,
loved it.
yeah.
We saw over 2 million players in the first 2 weeks. And A Way Out is such a huge success that Joseph and his team are expanding and moving into a new studio. So stories like this drive our industry, and it's why we will continue to work with independent developers to help them realize their dreams. Which leads us to our next EA Originals title, from a little game studio in Berlin called YongYea Games. When I met this team and I saw the game, I was instantly drawn to how personal this story was. It's one that carries a very powerful and important message, and it's unlike anything we have ever done. So please welcome Connie Gepper to the stage from YongYea Games to tell you more about Sea of Solitude.
So again, I think the EA Originals program is awesome. That's actually one thing that I can give EA credit for.
Thank you, Patrick.
She's nervous and excited.
I still remember during the pitch how enthusiastic Patrick was, and that afterwards, like, our whole team, including me, were super excited. It actually feels a little bit the same right now.
Robbie Roxa says...
I'm pretty excited, maybe a little too
have fun
excited.
at E3, we'll do. And I'll report back everything I see and hear and play.
Thank you. We are YongYea, a small indie game studio from Berlin, and we are developing Sea of Solitude, or SOS as we call it. The whole journey from the very first concept to actually becoming a part of EA Originals is simply amazing. Let me tell you more about our game. When humans get too lonely, they turn into monsters. This is at the core of everything you will see, hear, and hopefully feel while playing SOS. What makes this underlying concept so important and so unique is that nearly every human being can at least somehow relate to or remember the feeling of being lonely. In my case, I started writing the story when I felt the loneliest in my life. I think as an artist, you process your emotional world by letting it out and putting it into your art. I'm still amazed how the concept seems to just float out of me right into the hand and onto the paper. I think this is also why so many people can instantly connect with the game, because it's not a made-up story, even though that it takes place in a fantastic setting. In SOS, we try to show how people experience different kinds of loneliness, but also how outsiders, friends, and family see those who struggle. We achieve all this in playful ways so that players who want to simply enjoy a fantastic experience can do so. But player who wants to look a bit deeper can reveal a whole emotional world beneath it all. Sea of Solitude is about a young woman named Kay who is suffering from such strong loneliness that her inner feeling, the darkness, the anger, the hopelessness, worthlessness, turns to the outside and she becomes a monster. The game is about finding out why this happened to her, but also how to turn her back into a human. Okay. Ultimately, the goal is to bring all those emotions into balance. Some needs to become bigger, some would be better off a little smaller, but to embrace even your destructive part or your self-doubt in the same way you embrace your joy or your hope. This is what being human is all about. And that's what our game is all about. Thank you.
That sounds interesting.
Is this real?
YongYea. Seal Fantman says, YongYea, the name of the company, is actually an Austrian Bavarian expression similar to saying whatever. That's a fun fact. Holy shit, that's ugly.
I'm no child of destiny and no fortune son. I've just chased you.
Wow, this game looks really cool.
I'm too weak to run. A new day is here, but nothing is new. Alone in my room, I tremble for you.
Wow, well, It's very pretty, looks very dark, and it's very unique. I'll give kudos EA for this one, for allowing this game to happen.
But I'm not the only one.
Oh god, okay. Back to EA Sports. I don't give a shit. I'm sorry if you're here and you actually... Like, if you're into NBA and FIFA and all that, that's great, but I'm gonna have to talk over it because I just don't care about EA Sports. So I'll just look at the chat real quick. Vidya Bros, hey guys, it's good to see you guys again. Yong, when do we start turning players into payers? Also, where are all the sports, LOL. You're witnessing it, my friend, right here. And if you just tuned in, you missed the whole FIFA presentation. Metal JT24 asks, "What's up, Yong? Did I miss the loot box reveal?" Well, funny enough, they've actually they reiterated that Battlefield 5 will have no loot boxes. That was some time ago, so there's that.
My name's Shay Kivlin, aka
And Charles Cole says, "We'll be attending the Bethesda event tomorrow. Cannot wait." That's awesome, man. I'm really excited about their press conference. I hope they deliver. Obviously, I'm very curious about what they do with Fallout 76. And I really, really hope they at least tease us Starfield. I feel like it's time. It's about time that they did that. And that way, even if people don't necessarily take kindly to what Fallout 76 ends up being, which is, it's likely going to be an online survival RPG. And I'm not going to judge the game until I see it in action, but I understand the concerns. But some people probably feel like this is just not for me. If they tease Starfield, at least those who aren't gonna purchase Fallout 76 will have something to look forward to in the not so distant future. So I think it'd be smart for them to give us that one last little surprise. What do we have? It's still Madden, and they brought in.
Okay, baby, how you doing? I've been good. You still recovering from that butt whooping? Wow, already starting. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Juju Smith-Schuster from the Pittsburgh Steelers. As you guys can see, King of touchdown celebrations. That's pretty fire. I like that a lot. As you guys know, this is Young Kiv, Madden 18, Madden champion. Like, give it up for Young Kiv, y'all. Give it up.
DirectX231 says, "Reminds me of AM's Young Alice Kid. And Limbo." Talking about the Sea of Solitude game. Yeah, it's along that line.
I've always been a competitor.
It's very compelling.
When I was in high school, I was playing baseball. I hurt my arm.
What was that one game I played?
Madden, and at first, I was really bad. I was getting blown out online, but I kept at it. I put more and more time.
It's from the creators of Limbo.
Eventually, I made my first tournament, but I had a big decision. It was the same time as my graduation.
Limbo was created by.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, Inside. That's what it was called.
The #1 player in
has
Madden,
that vibe.
So hurt your arm in baseball. That's #1. #2, you said you had the decision to go to your graduation or go to the tournament. So, like, what did you do? I chased that money. I still got my diploma, but I chased that money. There you go. We're out here chasing money.
Oh, that's awesome. Very apt.
Now,
on the EA stage, we're here chasing money.
How has it been for you? I know
that's,
you had some ups and downs.
It's one of the
tough.
truest
I've had
things
a lot of devastating losses.
that's been said on the stage.
I made the final on TV and got blown out by all those losses. It made me gain a lot of mental toughness, and that's how I got this belt.
Skyhawks89 says, "If you want a new series Endgame, check us out. Soul Orion is a new sci-fi universe, yada, yada, yada."
First look at the Madden 19 trailer.
There you go, for those who want to check that out.
It's going to be so fun. It's lit. I honestly wish I can stay right here and talk to you guys forever, but I'm not going to board you guys. We're going to go out. I'm going to try to take this belt, round 2. So we're out. Have a good day.
You've worked your whole life to get to moments like these.
DirectX231 says, "Just waiting for Doom 2 tomorrow, fingers crossed." That would be awesome, and Doom was it was pretty successful. So I don't see why it wouldn't get a sequel.
Where you've been told legends are born. You fall so you can rise. And you rise so that you can truly see. See that it was really never about reaching the end of the road at all, but about all the moments that got you here.
I missed the name, but somebody asked, what about Dragon Age? That game's still a long ways off. I think Anthem's gonna be the highlight this year, and I think next year BioWare is gonna transition into showing off Dragon Age. But it is in development. Dragon Age 4 is in development. I'm a little concerned that like the creative director or something, he left the project in the middle of development. He left the company altogether. But you know, I haven't seen the game, so I cannot say how it looks, how it'll play, if it's in a good place or not.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Nathanius, professional shoutcaster, here alongside Redwood Studios General Manager Michael Martinez.
What now?
How you doing today?
I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah, we're gonna do this presentation a little bit differently and give you your first look at a brand new mobile game in a live, winner-take-all, head-to-head match.
Right.
Michael, why don't you tell us the rules?
Sure thing. The objective is straightforward. Destroy the opponent's base to win. Unit control, super simple. Just tap the destination, unit automatically moves there. The most efficient way to destroy the opponent's base is with this giant nuclear missile in the center of the map. Control the missile
My God,
by
I am
standing on the
bored
majority of the
out of
control
my
points.
mind
A bar
right
fills
now.
up while the missile is possessed. Whoever controls the missile when the bar fills up will fire the missile. Takes
Mike
2
Wong
missiles
says,
to
fan of your
destroy the
channel,
enemy's
thanks
base
for your
and win.
battle against shady
That's it.
business and gaming.
Sounds great,
We'll also
Michael.
be happy to
Enough
see more
talking about
games
it.
that are
Let's-
still
let's
good.
get
Have
to
fun
this
at
match.
E3.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right,
And,
ladies and gentlemen, we have an awesome matchup lined up for you
yeah,
here
I
today.
think just
Fighting for the blue
the more
side
we
of the
talk
room.
about
If you
this
could
stuff,
please give a cheer for one of the most
the better off
formidable
we'll be in the long
RTS
run,
players
so.
there is. Make some noise for In Control.
I don't know who that is. Vidya Bros. I just got out of the shower when they showed that game right before NBA. What was it called?
His opponent, fighting
Sea of
for the red
Solitude.
side of the room.
Check out.
A
There's
competitive
probably a
mobile
trailer
gaming
online
phenomenon.
right now.
Please join me in welcoming to the stage Nick
Looks really
at
cool.
Night.
You should check it out. What is happening? Okay, so 2 players just
Now, Mike, it's going to be a real clash of these gaming styles and the
is.
competitive
Came on
backgrounds that these
stage.
players have. It should be a great
Totally.
match.
It really is. I can't wait.
All right, are the players ready? Let's get this thing going.
Ready to go.
Okay.
I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
All right, let's kick this off. Nice little strategy game for those of you out there. It's a good genre. I'm very excited for this. The
Yeah, I'm
players
looking at
are
the chat.
loading
A lot of
in, and
people
we are
aren't
ready to
taking kindly to
off. As the players'
this thing nobody cares
bases
about.
have been deployed and the action begins like any strategy game. Economy will be the focus. We have a
Right.
harvester to start things off. Nothing too crazy yet.
Nothing too crazy.
So
Now
it's
the
like,
infantry's gonna come out
yeah,
to
it's a
hold
strategy
that
game
top
akin
point.
to
Both players, of course, trying to take
like
that position.
StarCraft and all that, but very condensed, very,
that flank position that In Control is going from the top
you know,
side.
very
Also
mobile-esque.
Very important as Nick at Night's forces have to circle around the center.
Right, let's see if he's able to create a 2-on-1. Is he able to get there? Looks like he's getting there. Here comes GDI with
yeah, it's a real-time strategy for mobile.
Yeah, going for the anti-infantry, and like any strategy game, the units that you're going to use when you deploy them will have a huge impact. Your micromanagement.
I mean, it doesn't
of your
look like
forces
the
and
worst thing
protecting
I've seen or
that
anything.
economy
It's just
Nick and
I
Knight with
don't
some attack
really
bikes in the top.
care.
There he is.
And In Control placing the turret on the
Much for
top
this.
right side to help cover that Rhino as attack bikes move towards the northwest position. We
Okay.
can see that the missile is beginning to ready and firing that. That takes out half your base. The most important objective on the map is to hold those control zones.
Right.
And In Control making a lot of progress to that far right side of the match.
Yeah, he's done a great job of holding that down with the turret.
George
And now
Peach.
he's redeploying
George
his vehicles to
Peach
the south
says,
side, bringing out
"Hi
more
mate,
infantry
please
to deal with
dab."
the attack bikes.
No, thank
And
you.
as that economy ramps up, of course, we're seeing
I've
bigger,
done
more
one too many
powerful units come out.
dabs
We
or
have there
yabs,
the drill
as some
pod
of
coming in the left
my
side to
fan
help
base likes to
flank.
call
Put
it.
those
Some
flank
flamethrowers, right? Absolutely.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
those are going to tear through
I'm not
those
into
infantry.
dabs.
And In Control brings
I
out
don't
his
know.
first tank. That's going to be used to try and help
feels
push back
awkward
the
every
smaller
time for me.
forces as he makes his way to the south side. That missile passing halfway now. Both two zones in control of Nick at Night.
Jonathan Millman, when are the important streams, PS4, Bethesda, CD Projekt happening? Well, CD Projekt doesn't have a press conference of its own. They're likely going to present Cyberpunk in either Microsoft's or Sony's press conference. Bethesda's is tomorrow, Sony's is the day after. So on the 11th is Sony, on the 10th it's Bethesda. Look it up online for the exact times. I don't have it memorized from the top of my head.
Let's see what's going to happen.
But Sony's is, I believe, later in the afternoon on June 11th.
Wow.
And Nick at Night,
Bethesda's is sometime
one shot
tomorrow.
away from being knocked out here, as the next one will start to ready up in just a moment's time. In control is very heady artillery forces and doing a great job at taking control of the map.
Let's see. Humberto Pedro, just show Anthem already. Say hi to Brazil, please. Hello, Brazil. Thank you so much for all the support you guys have shown. Brazil makes a significant portion of my fan base. And yeah, just love you guys. Awesome to have you here.
Nick at Night is trying to get in there, but there's a great turret.
I hate FIFA's too, but it's huge here, he says, in Brazil. I bet it is, and you know, I don't judge people who like FIFA or anything. It's just the way EA handles the game, the series with a yearly release, that's sort of an incremental upgrade, and how they keep pushing with the whole Ultimate Team card pack stuff. That stuff is the thing that bothers me
Absolutely.
the
Nick at
most.
Night,
But you know, if you like FIFA, hey, it's your money.
The far side for those
you can get whatever game you want to get.
And we see that initially starting to get close to firing with 3 zones in control for Nick and Knight.
Your
looking to
preferences?
set things back the other way. In control trying to rally his forces around. He doesn't want to engage with
A
just
couple
one
more
or two
comments
units.
about
He wants to move all of them together, create a good flank position, and take over
mobile
that
game
tower.
that nobody
units
really
from in
cares
control.
much
This
for.
is the Wolverine. Gonna rip, and this is watch out for this missile.
And Nick and
there
Knight's
it goes.
fire that one off.
A lot of people saying hi in the chat. Sorry if I don't mention your name specifically, it's just scrolling by really quickly.
Have control of Wolverines, as you pointed out, for In Control coming out to try and deal with these
but yeah.
forces. But
The general
Nick and Knight's
consensus
doing a great
seems
job
to
getting
be
map presence,
that
and now also harassing the economy of
EA's spending a little too much time on this. How are they spending more time on this than Battlefield 5? This is what we needed for Battlefield 5, a just straight up gameplay presentation / showcase.
Wow, a lot going on.
Not, you know, these trailers that have been all screwed up and made to look all pretty. We needed to see raw gameplay of Battlefield 5. That would have been awesome. Awesome way to kick things off.
Defeating Nick and
That was legit. That was
How are they showing gameplay of this but not of
Amazing.
Battlefield 5, one of their
Thank you so much.
biggest franchises, one of the things that people really
I just
tuned
came to
into
make
this
mammoth
conference
tanks,
for.
so I've done my job. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That was
Thank
awesome.
you
We
so
saw a
much.
little bit of everything right there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's hear it for Nathanius, Nick at Night, and In Control. Ladies and gentlemen, what you just saw was the worldwide reveal of Command & Conquer Rivals. Rivals reimagines the real-time strategy experience for mobile. We're giving players complete, continuous
They
control
took Command
of
&
their
Conquer
armies in quick, competitive, head-to-head matches
and made it
that
into
are
a mobile
fueled
game?
by skill and strategy. Now, Rivals will be coming to iOS and Android devices, but I'm excited to announce that Android players can play the pre-alpha today. So head to the Google Play Store, search Command & Conquer Rivals. The studio has been having an absolute blast playing this game, and we can't wait for you to play.
Really?
Please let us know what you think.
Are we gonna
Thank
get
you.
a full-fledged Command & Conquer game? This is what they've... What is this? Oh, this is the trailer for Command & Conquer? Yeah. Oh my god, that's just... That's one way to kill a franchise. I mean, it's probably gonna make a ton of money, because it's so cheap to make, and microtransactions. Which will be there in some form, I can guarantee it. But for fans of this series who were hoping for a revival, a tangible, significant revival, for, you know, for PC and all that, yeah, this, they're not gonna be happy about this one. Oh my god. Net Omega, or Neomega, says, Hi Yong, thanks for fighting the good fight on behalf of gamers. Greetings from Poland. Hello, Poland. And thank you, Omega, for the kind words. I do my best, you know. I'm just the guy with an opinion, and people have different opinions.
For a new generation. Now, before we close the show with a spectacular epic anthem, I wanted to share a few final things. I am blessed to be able to work with some of the most creative people on the planet who come to work every day to create amazing entertainment. And what I can say about all of those teams, and what I can say about us, is that we are always trying to learn and listen and strive to be better. And so, as you look at the 10 experiences that you're going to see today, and as you play games this week, there's some things we hope come through. First, that at the very core is choice. Is that you as players get to choose how you play, what you play, when you play, and what devices you play on. That in making those choices, you feel you are treated fairly. That no one is given an unfair advantage or disadvantage for how they choose to play. That for every moment that you invest, we know that you put so much of your life into the games we make, and that for every moment that you invest, you feel like you are rewarded and you are given value for that investment. And most importantly, that the games are fun, that we move past the grind, and that these are experiences that truly enhance your lives. And so, as we think through all the things that we're trying to do, know that we want to be better, and that we want to make great games. And that as much as we love making games, and as much as you love playing them, there's something that is even greater that we can do together. The power of this community when we come together to do amazing things is profound. Last weekend was the 3rd year of our Play to Give program, where we show the world how the power of play can be a positive force for social impact. Millions of you out there participated in 9 in-game challenges in our games, logging millions of hours in support of Play to Give. And to celebrate that, we contributed a total of $1 million to 3 charities that share our vision for a more inclusive world. A world where representation and equality are not something we strive for, they are the standards. And where bullying and exclusion are not an everyday thread. These 3 organizations, the United Nations He for She, PACE's National Bullying Prevention Center, and Ditch the Label, an anti-bullying organization, all are doing great work, and we're proud to support them through Play to Give. And thank you for your support. Thousands of us at EA and millions of you together doing immeasurable good because we love games. Thanks for being with us, and thanks for the incredible privilege of making games for all of you. Now, without further ado, let's take a look at Anthem.
Thank God that's over. Choice, he says.
The gods vanished and left our world in chaos, creating, altering, destroying. The anthem is all that remains.
There's a storm coming. These walls can't protect us forever.
Destroy us all.
Okay, well, looks cool, but I hope they'll show us some gameplay, not just the trailer.
How cool was that trailer? You guys have seen it a couple times, and it's still cool every time I see it. So I know all of you, like me, have had tons of questions about Anthem since last year because we're all BioWare fans. So we're going to do something a little bit different for the rest of the show, and we're going to take a deep dive into Anthem. So I'm going to bring out some members of the BioWare team to chat with us. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Casey Hudson, Mark Dara, and Kathleen Rutzard.
All right. Let's see what this game's all about. Impress us.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming out today. Just got a little game to show, right? Yep. It's going to be very exciting. So, Casey, we're going to go ahead and just jump right in and get started with you. So now, we know that you all started, or Casey, you started your career at BioWare way back in the day, but you took a couple years off. But before you came back, you actually worked on Anthem before you left.
Yeah, that's right. So, you know, first of all, it's amazing to be back. It's awesome to be making games for BioWare fans. You know, we have the best fans. So it's been super satisfying to come back to it. And, you know, I just want to be able to continue the legacy of the studio. And that's kind of where it started with Anthem, is just thinking about, you know, what is the evolution of a BioWare game? And we wanted to create a brand new world for people to discover, you know, a whole new world of story and character. But we also wanted to do something that was, you know, more of a dynamic and living world, a game that would change every time you came back and played it. We also wanted to do something where, you know, if you wanted to invite your friends into it, then you could do that as well. So that was really the initial vision of the game, not an MMO, not a multiplayer game with story sort of bolted on the side, but something new and different, and I think the team has really captured that vision over the years.
Your fans really love the stories from BioWare, but I think we're kind of curious how you're planning to make story work in this shared world.
So a great story for BioWare is really about characters that you can have a connection with, choices you get to make, and feeling like the story is about you. In a lot of multiplayer games, those things get diluted because you're mixing multiplayer and storytelling into the same areas. Now, you can build a solution to that, but you have to really build it into the core of the game. And that's what we've tried to do with Anthem. It's what we call our world, my story. So when you're out in the open world, the world is really dangerous, and you're focused on your mission. And this is where other players get to play with you. The thing that's really interesting about this, it's unique for Anthem, is that this is a living shared world. So whether there's weather or it's nighttime, what we're experiencing together. Everyone that's playing Anthem at a moment is seeing the same thing. And this is what we mean when we talk about our world. It's a shared world that we all experience together. But then when I finish my mission, I come back to a base like Fort Tarsus. And this is a single player experience. I turn in my rewards, I talk to some characters, I experience the choices of my action. And this is where your story really lives and breathes. And by doing it this way, we're able to combine that impact and agency of a single player story with the fun of teaming up with your friends to play co-op in combat.
And we're also designing it so that we can add story for years to come. So one of the first things that we hear when, from our community is they want to continue to play in our worlds. When they've finished Mass Effect or Dragon Age, players want more story. And so we've designed Anthem in a way that we can actually add more story for years to come. And it could be anything. A new moment with a character that you've grown to love, or an event in the world that deepens the lore, or an entirely new storyline and plot.
Well, I'm certainly not going to complain about more story. I don't think anybody out there is going to either. So, Kathleen, I wanted to ask you, from a writing perspective, since you are the lead writer, can you speak to what it's like to create a new world like Anthem from the beginning?
Well, what's really exciting for us, and not just the writers, but all of the devs, the designers, the artists, is that we're creating something new and mysterious for players to discover. So at the heart of the premise of Anthem is a world left unfinished by the gods. But the gods left behind their massive tools, and those tools are in constant conflict with this unknowable force called the Anthem of Creation. And the chaos of those things pushing against each other means that the world is constantly being reshaped in new and unpredictable ways.
Yeah, violent storms, mutated creatures, gigantic monsters. It's a dangerous environment that you need to wear a suit of powered armor, a javelin, to be safe in.
Now, something I think a lot of players out there maybe don't stop to think about is just how much work goes into creating a new intellectual property, or IP, as we've been saying. Now, we've seen all these different creatures, and Mark, you mentioned the storms. What's the process of creating a game like from scratch?
Yeah, it's something we've done a few times at BioWare. And really the hardest part is getting started, just kind of getting off the blank page. So what we try to do is we think about the new experiences that we're trying to unlock for players. So like, what is the fantasy fulfillment? What are the new things you actually get to go and do that are different from what you've played before? So that's where we start. And then once we think about those things, that's the power of creating new IP, especially for games, is that you actually get to build a whole fictional universe that's meant to bring out a certain experience. And then once we do that, then we still need to build all the rest of the stuff, and what unlocks us creatively is to think about like principles around art style, tone, and even the technology and the politics of our new world. And then from there, we can actually go and build out every last detail.
Yeah, and one of the unique challenges for Anthem is that it's a world, an experience that's meant to feel alive, like it's happening right now. And so the world is always changing, whether the storms, seasons, and it's a really great concept to write for, because what it means is it gives us the opportunity to drop into the world, almost in real time, a dramatic event that changes the world for everyone. And that could be anything from gameplay to lore.
I mean, all of the moving parts in the dynamic world sound really cool, the way that they sound like they're going to come together. But even though there's obviously a lot going on, it really all comes back to your character. So let's talk about who we're going to be playing as and why we're fighting these crazy beasts.
So you are a freelancer, uniquely skilled to pilot these Javelin exosuits. And you need those suits to survive and fight in this world, because the world will kill you. But on top of that, our ancient rivals, the Dominion, they've discovered a way, they think, to weaponize the Anthem of Creation. And so we need to stop them and protect the free people of Tarsus.
Now, I've heard you call this power armor a couple different things. Is it a suit? Is it a javelin? Like, what's the canon term here?
We call them javelins, and there are 4, and they each have unique abilities. There's the Ranger, and then there's the Colossus.
These are classes.
The Interceptor, and finally, the Storm.
Yeah, so each javelin gives you a different way to play the game. But the thing to remember is, like Kathleen said, you're not your suit. You are a freelancer, a pilot, which means you can decide which suit you want to use based on your mood, based on the mission you want to engage in, or the javelins that your friends are using. So really what this allows us to do is we've built the suits to look like they're built from the materials of the world. So they each have their own unique abilities. So let's take a look at the Ranger now. The Ranger is a more generalized suit, able to do a lot of different things, really designed for up-close and personal combat, one-on-one for the most part. The Colossus is heavier, more specialized, but able to really pack in big weapons that let them devastate the battlefield.
Okay. That looks cool.
I'm just going to say the Storm looks like it's going to be my favorite. I'm sure you guys out there are picking your faves right now, too. So the javelins look awesome, but we're going to take a couple questions right now. So Casey tweeted, some of you may have seen, asking for people out there to send us your questions. And the first one is going to be from @It'sSweetNicole, who asks, as a player who is all about making their character their own, what kind of customization options will be available in Anthem?
Yeah, so we really want players to express themselves, both through customizing the way their javelin plays, through gear and weapons, but also being able to personalize the way that it looks, both through paint jobs as well as changing the actual geometry of the suit itself. We want teams to be able to do this as well. And because you're going to be using a javelin for a long period of time, we really want you to be able to make it your own.
I'm glad you brought that up, because
cool.
actually, Jay Legato has a question connected to customization. monetization. How, when, loot box, cosmetics.
Yeah, so
Here we go.
we are going to have some cosmetics and vanity items that you'll be able to purchase, but you're always going to know what you're going to buy before you spend any money on it. So no loot boxes, no ability to pay for power.
Thank you.
So that means no
Okay,
ability
I'll give
to
him that.
spend money on gameplay advantage at all within Anthem. But even more important than that, we want to make sure that Anthem is an immersive experience that feels like it's complete from the get-go. So that means a main story, a big open world, and an ongoing service that provides new content for a long period of time. New story, new experiences for everyone.
Well, I'm glad to hear that I can make my javelin pink. That's really all I wanted to know, I'm going to be honest. All right, Casey, we talked earlier about this being a co-op experience. So can you tell me a little bit about how the team gameplay in Anthem's going to work?
Yeah, it really is about, the fun of teaming up as a team of superheroes and working together. So you want to get a few people together of different classes. So, I think here we're going to see the Colossus, just hammering people on the ground in gameplay, if we can have a look at that. So heavy artillery, being really strong, in melee combat. And then here you've got the Ranger shooting down from above. And then they're using combos and special abilities and stuff like that. But what I love is you don't just run around, you're swimming and flying as well.
So it's interesting because at the Slate Tones wants to know, how will you balance multiplayer with single-player storytelling?
So Anthem's really built around trying to combine the impact of having your own personal story with the fun of playing with other players. But we really want to make sure that, that playing with other people feels like a choice. So for people that want to just experience the story, you're going to be able to do that. Now, going out into an open world like this by yourself is going to be a little bit more challenging than if the team of 4 people. And we've really tried to balance the co-op experience to be fun, even for people that don't normally engage in this kind of thing. So I really hope that everyone at least gives co-op a try.
Okay, that's good to know. If you want to roll solo, you can, but it's just going to be a little bit more difficult. Well, I know you all are on the edges of your seats. How about we show a little gameplay?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah?
Hallelujah.
Got that? All right, so Kathleen, I think you're going to set this up for us?
I will. So, you and your friends have decided to play a mission called Scars and Villainy. The Scars have put together an acid-based super weapon, so you got to take them out. So you start in the Strider, which is like a giant walker, and it's your forward base of operations. You have a conversation with your crew, Halleck, Faye, and Owen, and you'll hear Owen. He's going to talk us through the mission as we experience it here. And yeah, then you just get into your javelin suit and you head out with your friends.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mark, Casey, Kathleen, for talking to me about Anthem today. We're going to go ahead and roll the gameplay now. Enjoy, everybody.
Visually, I must say the game looks incredible. Love the verticality.
Time to get to work. Faye said these bastards made some kind of acid. They're using it as a weapon. So, find where they're making this garbage and shut it all down.
That looks really cool.
Owen, what's the plan here?
Picking up loads of scars nearby. Take a look around the area, but be careful.
Right. Checking out the scar camp some more.
Look at all the weapons! Oh, and the turrets! Better move quickly.
Man, it is beautiful. Wow, look at that. That's some kind of boss, I take it. Or a high-level enemy. water looks dope. You know, I have never been satisfied with a Destiny experience, but this right here, they get this right, could really do the trick on
There's a Shaker relic. Wait, something's odd. Get a closer look, would you? See those radiant pieces of energy? They're echoes from the Anthem of Creation. Loads of scars nearby. Be careful. Return them to the relic. You've got to silence it fast.
Whoa. So based on what they said, you can switch your suits, your javelins.
Silence. Disaster averted. Do you think we get a bonus for... Wait, something's happening.
At any time. So you can play all 4 classes with one character, I think.
What the hell was that?
I think that was whatever laid all the eggs around here. The sound came from below your position.
Owen is basically your ghost.
On the plus side, this definitely counts toward hazard pay.
Same.
There's a trail of this acid gunk leading down. Follow it, and we should find the source.
Same dumb jokes and stuff. But basically your nav. Your guide, if you will. Wow, look at that. Looks impressive. In theory, this could be a very impressive game.
How cool was that? I'm so hyped, you guys.
Yep, and that was actually just a short version of the full demo that we brought here to LA. So if you want to come by the Anthem Theater here at EA Play, you can check out the game live.
So I'm sure the question on everyone's minds, when do we get to play?
So Anthem comes out February 22nd, 2019.
Oh, okay.
On Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC.
So mark your calendars, everybody. Fire off your tweets. Thank you so much again to Casey and the entire BioWare team. I know you guys have that awesome theater outside, so I will see you guys there.
All right.
Give it up for Casey Hudson, everybody.
All right. Overall, good impressions.
I also want to give a big thank you to all of the developers who showcased their games today and everybody working hard at their studios back home around the world. Let's give them all a round of applause. Now, some of what you saw today, you guys have to wait to play. But you guys, EA has so much available right now. Now, for those of you keeping score, you can get your free trial of FIFA 18's World Cup today. And Andrew told us about the free trial of Origin Access. Yarny is back with a buddy in Unravel 2, which is also available today. Plus, you can take on your friends in Command & Conquer Rivals starting today as well. Now, that's a lot of available stuff that's out today. Is anybody ready to go home and download anything? No? You're like, I just want to go outside into the fan fest. I get it, I get it. So I want to let you guys know to keep your streams going because in just a few moments, the FIFA 18 World Cup live tournament is going to begin. I'm going to head outside and check out the games, but I want to thank everybody for coming down to EA Play today and watching the press conference, and have a great weekend.
All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. It's over. That's that. So obviously let us know in the chat or the comments what you thought about it. I, for one, you know, they finished, I'd say, strong with Anthem with a nice little showcase there, but I feel like their priorities were all wrong. Battlefield 5 should have gotten, I think, a more extensive showcase. And then basically between Battlefield 5 and Anthem, it was all just nothing. It was a whole lot of nothing except for maybe Sea of Solitude. That was a nice little cool thing to see. But it was basically Battlefield 5, underwhelming what they showcased, just drab everything else, just EA Sports and all that crap, stuff we didn't care about, the butchering of Command & Conquer.
Hi guys, my name is True Boy.
And,
Welcome back to the stream. Now, I know the FIFA 19...
I'm gonna silence this because nobody gives a shit. And then after that, yeah, the Anthem finish, which we got some cool details. They say no loot boxes, so I'm still gonna approach monetization in this game with trepidation, but if they can confine it to cosmetics and make them earnable in game, so the cosmetics that they're selling, there is a path gameplay wise towards getting them, no randomized chance based crap, just completely upfront. If they can keep it that way, so basically like the Battlefront 2 overhaul, where you can play the game and earn in-game currency and purchase the vanity items, as they called it, without having to pay a cent. If there's a path towards that for the monetized cosmetic items, then great. I don't think there will be much to complain about there. They talked about additional DLC, stories, and stuff like that. The pricing model, I think, is going to be key there. I'm a little bit concerned because, like Destiny 2, they announced their the Forsaken DLC, which actually looks, like it'll actually bring the game back to how it should have shipped in the first place. So that's nice, but it's a lot of money you'll have to pay, especially for those who bought Destiny 2 from the get-go and have kept up with, there's like the annual pass and all these different things, like just layered on top, and it all adds up to a pretty significant expense. So we'll see how Anthem does it. If they can offer substantial free updates, and if they can make the DLCs actually expansions, like Witcher 3 is a great example of how to do expansions. They for what, 20, $30, you get a huge chunk of content. They feel like they're expanding upon something rather than leaving stuff out and then adding them back little by little while charging players for that. So it's all up in the air, but I really do want Anthem to be fantastic. It's got so much potential. I'm actually genuinely excited for it, and especially because it is BioWare, and lately they've had a significant rough patch, but I look at Destiny and then I look at Anthem. I feel like Anthem has the potential to give me an experience that maybe Destiny should have been. So we'll see what happens. It's hard to trust EA because of everything that's happened, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what people think of the game when they get their hands on it at E3. And I would approach pre-ordering this game with trepidation and all that. There's just no reason to really pre-order, at least not until they give us more exact details about how monetization works. But it's just we've seen a vertical slice of the game. That vertical slice looks fantastic, but that doesn't always culminate to a product people will be satisfied with. But I don't know. With Anthem, they've been working on this game for a while, many years, like 5-6 years now. So I feel like I hope they've had time to flesh it out to a point where it feels like a complete package when it launches. I don't want it to feel like it's been rushed to release, that like the story has been left hanging to be sold separately via DLCs and stuff. So I don't know. Will it follow the same path as Destiny, or will it forge something that'll really keep people's interest, keep them happy, and all that? So that's that. I think that's pretty much everything I'll say on the EA conference. If I had to give it a sort of a grade or rating, I gave it a 5. Anthem was pretty cool, but other than that, or maybe a 4. it's just that most of it was just a drab to sit through. I'll answer a couple questions before I head out. What do we have here? We got MX, or sorry, Super Otaku Pro Full. That's a long name. HED 1 link. Destiny 3 question mark. Ew. Saludos desde Mexico. Saludos a los mexicanos. And I don't know. For me, it obviously it's a Destiny-esque game, but I feel like it does enough that's different to separate it from the competition. I'm very impressed by the verticality of the whole game. Like, you can actually, it almost feels like it has that Breath of the Wild kind of, Zelda Breath of the Wild kind of feel to it, where it feels like you can go to any landscape you see on the horizon, because you have that jetpack to boost yourself and float around and fly around and swim around. The flexibility and the way you can maneuver the environment is really cool looking. Again, in theory, all looks great. We'll see what happens in practice. Generic Edgelord asks, question is, how much of this is DLC? That is indeed the question. How much content will they leave out to sell separately as DLC? Will they ship a complete package, or will they purposely take a complete package and break it into pieces and, you know, piss people off that way? I hope that's not the case. I hope they've seen what's happened with Destiny, the ire behind all that, and I hope they've learned from that. And let's see. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Got a couple people in the super chat who sent me a couple comments and messages and thoughts, which I think you should be able to read as well. And yeah, but I think this is a good place to end it for now. I'll upload some videos sharing more concise thoughts once I've had the time to process everything that just happened. But for now, Anthem was I'd say the only positive thing about Anthem, and Sea of Solitude were the only positive showcases, and everything else was pretty much what I expected. Just the bore fest of EA Sports, and I'm pissed about Command and Conquer, if I'll be honest with you. That they've taken this beloved series and relegated it to this very basic RTS mobile game. Yeah. It's typical EA. Anyway, I'll keep doing this throughout E3 2018. Tomorrow, obviously, it's going to be, I think, a trifecta of press conferences. So I'll see you guys then. Tune into YongYea, and I'll live stream the other events, share my thoughts, see what what they have in store, and share what I think. So with that, I will see you guys next time. Yong out!